So there's one big sort of overarching structure that I think is the best way to approach your drawings, the best way to really approach drawing practice as a whole. So you can cater this to your own needs, to your own specific things that you need to work on, and to your own schedule. So there's really just 3 different sort of drawing practices, and they all vary really in what your goal is and the amount of time that you're spending. The first thing to practice is a 10 to 20 minute long drawing. So this is very, very quick, and that's for a reason. If you don't have very much time, you're going to be forced to focus on the bigger, broader shapes. Your goal should be to get the likeness in the structure of your model and to get the whole head, everything situated proportionally on the paper, really get your whole base down. It's going to save you time, and it's also going to force you to focus on and understand the big shapes. This is setting the foundation. It's like setting the foundation for a home. If you have a 20-week project for a home to be built, only about 2 weeks is going to be spent on actually setting the foundation. It's the same for drawing. If you have 60 minutes to make a portrait during a portrait drawing competition, you only got about 6 to 10 minutes there that you can really be getting that foundation in place. Everything else after that is going to be building on top of it. This is really great practice, specifically for improving your accuracy and your hand-eye coordination. You're going to be able to move very quickly, fill in space, and you're going to get more accurate at doing it. When you try to be delicate and you try to be very, very exact, you're usually going to lose sight of the big picture, which means you're actually going to be less accurate. So the way that I fill in the space, the way that I kind of get this structure in place is by doing what I call scratching. That's what you see me do. In the beginning of a drawing, I'm just kind of lightly holding my conte and moving side to side, scratching along the surface. Essentially, you're just creating hatching or cross-hatching. You're just trying to fill in that space. So this type of practice is definitely something that you could do every single day. Everybody has 10 minutes to spare. You can spend 10 minutes to make a drawing every day. The second drawing stage is going to be making a 1-hour portrait from life. This is the portrait drawing competition, or drowning competition as we like to call it. It's important to time yourself because that's what's really going to push you to improve. It's going to push you to get better, and you're going to be forced to focus on the more essential parts. So your goal is to make a complete portrait, a finished drawing in just 1 hour. The things you should be trying to achieve are that you get a good structure and a good likeness, something that looks like your model. On top of that, you should also be trying to idealize your model. You should be trying to make it even better than what they look like in reality. So if they see it, they should even be flattered by the drawing. The way to do that is by, complimenting their better qualities or their better features, and by hiding the qualities that are not so great. Finally, you should be trying to make compelling effects that make the drawing feel alive. It should feel like it's actually alive and that there's a person there looking at us. This whole process is really great practice because you are essentially going through the entire painting process in just 1 hour. You're figuring out all of the key components and all of the essential problems that you're going to face once you actually get into a painting. And you're able to do all that in just 1 hour. So it's really hard to beat that. So I know it's going to be difficult. I've gone through this. I've experienced the struggles. You gotta believe me. I made some really bad 1 hour portrait drawings. The whole reason I'm sharing all of this is just so you don't have to go through those same problems. I didn't really know how to practice, and one of my biggest problems was that I wasn't getting the structure down quick enough. So I was getting trapped in details, I was having problems with the overall structure, and that's why I recommend that you practice those 10 to 15 minute long drawing sessions as well, because those are really going to hone your skills when it comes to getting that structure in place. And really, I think this is the best way to really improve your skills. If you go through it and you really approach it trying to improve, you know that it's going to take a little while before you really see the results, but you stick to it, then you're going to have the best improvements you've ever seen in your whole painting career. The third part here is to take one of those drawings, one of your 1 hour long portrait drawings, and work even more on it, to try to elevate, to try to take it and to make it into a masterpiece. This is really great for practicing specific skills, so you can compare side by side with a masterwork and try to work on those specific struggles that you've had. I would recommend you spend a maximum of about 3 hours on this, so 4 hours total. You have your 1 hour portrait drawing, then you're taking that and you're working on it for an additional 3 hours. The goal here is really to just learn what the masters are doing. It's to learn those effects and to try to make a masterpiece. This is going to be the drawings that you should be the most proud of. For a very specific schedule, I would say you should be spending about an equal amount of time at each stage. So volume-wise, you're going to be practicing the most with those very quick drawings. For example, you would spend 1 hour and you would make 4 of those quick drawings. You get 15 minutes for each drawing. After you've done that, then you move on. You make a 1 hour long portrait drawing, so you get to spend the same amount of time on each of those. After you've made 3 of those portrait drawings, the 1 hour long portrait drawings, then you move on and you choose one of those, whichever one was the best, and you spend an additional 3 hours in that last phase. So you end up with 12 of the quick drawings, 3 of the portrait competition drawings, and 1 very finished, hopefully, masterpiece. If you do all that, I promise you're going to see tremendous improvements in your drawing and your painting abilities. If you decide to go through this structure, let me know how it goes. I really want to hear back from you, because this is something that I really wish that I had heard when I was first starting to paint and to draw during these 1 hour portrait competitions. Also, let me know if you want more guides like this, sort of structures for how to practice or how to improve. I hope this is really helpful. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments or send it to the group chat. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.